Hello everyone, welcome to Nageshwar Ji Orchid School channel. You all know my name? Yes, I am Sridevi Kanke. I am going to teach you SST subject and of grade 4. So in the previous episode we are doing the lesson number 8, isn't it? What is the name of the lesson? Yes, our culture and heritage. So we will do the continuation of that lesson. So in the previous lesson we have studied that how many languages are there, students? Yes, so they are about 22 others. So let us see about. So we have already seen that our country has number of languages. Yes, almost every state has its own language. Yes, Hindi, Sindhi language, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, all different languages are there. So as of in the May 2008, there are 22 official recognized or scheduled languages are there. So let us see that. So already in the last episode we have learned that how many languages. So Assamese, second is Bangla, Bodo, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Maithili. These all are 10. Now more 11th one is Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Odia or formerly known as Oriya, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Santhali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu. All are, how many are the students? 22. Very good. So what else we have studied? Yes, we have studied that Hindi as chosen as the first language. Yes, English second. Very good. So our language may be spoken in different ways in different parts of the country. Example, Hindi is spoken in several ways. So different forms of the same language, it is known as dialect. So we having each language is having their own style of writing, isn't it? So what we call that is script. So most languages are written from left to right. However, some languages are Urdu, Sindhi and Kashmiri are written from right to left. So in the last previous episode we have discussed about clothes also. Very good. What is the common traditional dress for men and women? Women is sari, but dressing how they wear, it is different from state to state. Whereas salwar kameez is another type of a dress where it is worn in throughout the India. So whereas Gagra, it is common in state like Gujarat, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Now skirts, long narrow skirts, it can be worn in northeastern states of India. For men, what is common in dhoti kurta, kurta pajama, lungi shirt. Whereas turbans, we can see that different states having different turbans on their head. It is maybe colorful or it may be different. So Kashmir, we can see the salwar kameez and piran. So it can be worn, it is very popular in that. So modern clothes are common among men and women who are living in towns and cities. Whereas dance and music, yes students, so dance we can have already. So how many types of dance? Yes, classical dance and music dance, isn't it? So what is classical dance? It can be begin with the form of worship. So trained dances can be performed in the temples and very good courts of king. Okay, and then along with that, so these dances, major classical dance are different states. So are as follow: Bharatanatyam, very good, Tamil Nadu; Kathak, Uttar Pradesh, very good students; Kathakali, Kerala; Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana; Manipuri, Manipur. Mohiniyattam, Kerala. Odissi, Odisha. Satriya, Assam. So these are we have already seen this Bharatanatyam dance. Kathak dance, Kathakali, it is in Kerala. Kuchipudi, it is famous in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Manipuri dance in Manipur. Mohiniyattam in Kerala. So some folk dances can be done in groups to express their joy, to express their happiness, isn't it? So like occasions they'll perform like marriages, as in when in home a baby child comes, baby child borns, so, to express their joyness, happiness. So in that moment they begin to dance, isn't it? So festivals, harvesting crops. So some of the folk dances are Bhangra, Punjab, Bihu, Assam, Garba, Gujarat, Ghumar, Rajasthan, Chirav, Mizoram, Kolakattam, Tamil Nadu, Yakshagana, Karnataka. So this is the Bhangra dance in Punjab, Bihu, Assam, Garba, Gujarat, Ghumar, Rajasthan, Chirav, Mizoram, Kolakattam, Tamil Nadu, Yakshagana, Karnataka. Now these are the classical music. So what is this? You can see all these musical instruments, isn't it? So the music, it was also performed in temples or in the courts of king. As with that dance, along with that dance, music will be part of that. So it was performed in courts of king and to temples also. So there also we having the two types of classical dance in India. So that is Hindustani music and one is Carnatic music. Hindustani music was developed in North India, Carnatic music was developed in South India. So many instruments. So can you see here Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, who was playing the sarod instrument in his hand. So these instruments are used in classical music. So classical music, some are there here like sitar, sarod, veena, flute, mridangam and tabla. So let us see this sitar. Sarod, who was there? Yes, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan. Veena, flute, yes, flute, can you see? Yes, it is called as basuri also. Mridangam, and this is tabla. Now whereas painting, yes, painting, traditional painting is in India has also been inspired by either religion or by the rulers. The famous wall painting in the Ajanta caves in Maharashtra show the life of the Buddha. How was Buddha has come, what he has did, the things, all he has shown the life of Buddha in walls only. Who has made all these things? Yes, students, the Buddha's priest, and it was old paintings of 1500 years old paintings are there. So now also we can see here, whereas paintings, paper painting, and then what we can do is on chart paper or something, it can be destroyed, it can be damaged within 1 month, 2 months and 3 months, okay, but whereas in wall only it has done, so it has not expiry date, isn't it? So how dedicated they did. So like this we can see here the famous wall painting we can see in Ajanta caves. Where it is? It is in Maharashtra. So see here students, all in the wall only they have drawn this statue. So they were drawn by the 15 years old by Buddhist priests. And whereas painting, one another painting, it is like miniature painting. Yes, it was made popular by the which king? Yes, Mughal kings. The miniature painting it shows it is in small size and they shows very great detailing they will show. So this is miniature painting. So they show not only that, they can show the scenes like short stories of the life of God Krishna. So architecture means art of building. Yes, architecture or the art of building was early inspired by religion. Buddhism inspired the building of many statues, that is stupas. So, Emperor Ashoka and his successor built the beautiful stupas at Sanchi and Sarnath. Several Hindu temples with the beautiful carvings were built later. So, whereas Ashoka was ruling in that period, when his successors were there, they built beautiful stupas at Sanchi place and Sarnath place also. Now after that, several Hindu temples have been built and with beautiful carvings later on. After that, first statues were there, then later on Hindu temples were built. The Kailash temple at Ellore, we can see that it is carved, means it is made from that one single stone. Sanchi Stupa at Sanchi. Can you see, students? This type of a building can we see now? No, how they build? See the design. Yes. See the Sun temple at Konark. See here. Now Meenakshi temple at Madurai. See, these beautiful carvings were built on that. It had shown some detailing on that. Gods were there, like as in women only were there. Okay. The Sun temple at Konark, Meenakshi temple at Madurai, Khajuraho temple in Madhya Pradesh and the Dilwara temple of Mount Abu are famous of their architecture. Why these temples are famous? Because of the art, how they made their architecture. It is famous for this. Okay, see this. Yes, no? These are famous. So what are the famous? Sun temple, Meenakshi temple, Khajuraho temple in Madhya Pradesh and Dilwara temple of Mount Abu. These are famous. So Khajuraho temple, it is in Madhya Pradesh. So see, can you see this detailing? So, as the god are staying, what they are doing, dancing, they have shown. So these are famous for their art of building. So Dilwara temple of Mount Abu. So this is famous. When you go inside, can you see here a dome? On that also a fine finishing they have did. The art they have made, the designing of the building. The Turks and the Mughals brought their own style of architecture. So different rulers they have done different, isn't it? So now whereas Turks and the Mughal when they were ruling on that period, on that time, they have made their own style of architecture. What they can say? Yes, when we say Mughals and Turks, what comes in your mind? Yes, very good. Taj Mahal. Yes. How Taj Mahal? Everybody wants to go and see why we are going and seeing there. How they made. How they have made the architecture. We'll go and see the detailing all. Yes. So the Taj Mahal, it is famous with its dome and its minarets is the best example of their grand architecture. So everybody want to go and see this. Yes, how they made. Now this is also one of the Mughals. They have made this Humayun's tomb. It is in Delhi. Now after ruling so many kings, then who was ruling? Yes, our Britishers. So Britishers, when they were ruling our India, when they are ruling our country, at that period they have made some buildings. So architecture, what is that? Yes, the Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. In Kolkata, it is there. Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament House in Delhi are some beautiful buildings built by the Britishers. So in that period when they was ruling, they have made some buildings, that is Victoria Memorial, it is in Kolkata, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament House in Delhi are some beautiful buildings. It was built by the Britishers. Victoria Memorial at Kolkata. So we are talking about this. So different kings or different people, they have brought their own style of architecture. So Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament House in Delhi. So we have about architecture we have finished. So we will come to next point, that is festivals. So different states, different people and different festivals we celebrate. So we have seen that India is a land of variety. Yes. Few other countries have so many different types of people with different languages and religions. Yes, the few countries is of many different types of peoples with different languages and religions are there. Naturally, we celebrate more festivals than many other countries. So we can see our neighboring countries, so many countries are there. So we how they celebrate more than that countries we celebrate. We celebrate more festivals. So our India country, we celebrate three type of festivals are there. So first one, national days such as Independence Day, that is 15 August, Republic Day, that is 26 January, and then last one is the Gandhi Jayanti, this is 2nd October. So these are the national days where we celebrate. So what is Independence Day? Yes, on the day we got our independence. Republic Day, totally. Gandhi Jayanti, where Gandhi's birthday we celebrate as Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October. So 15th August. Now second type of festival, that is religious festival. So what we having? So different people, I said no. So we having different festivals we celebrate. That is Diwali, Eid, Christmas, Gurupurabs, Ganesh Chaturthi, Dasara or Durga Puja, we can say Buddha Purnima and Mahavir Jayanti. These are the festivals. And one more last festival we celebrate, third festivals, that is harvest festivals. So it is celebrated when a crop is harvested. When we celebrate this festival, when the crop has come to harvest, so they express their joy in the form of dance, or they will do. So they express their joyness of the farmer. So what are they? Some of these are Onam in Kerala, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Bihu in Assam, Holi in Uttar Pradesh and other states of North India, and Baisakhi in Punjab. So these are the harvest festival where they celebrate. So this is the Onam festival. This is Pongal in Tamil Nadu. Holi in Uttar Pradesh. See, Holi we also play, no? Different colors we all celebrate, isn't it? So this is all about joyness. Baisakhi in Punjab. So Baisakhi, see, Punjab people they celebrate. So this is all about our lesson. So what we have learned in this lesson, what we need to remember in this lesson, some new words are there. So dialects. What is dialects here, students? Different forms of the same language. So second one is culture. Customs, arts, music and dance followed by a group of people. Heritage. Practices handed down to us from the past. What is heritage, students? The tradition or the how they years and years they are celebrating. So the same thing should be followed by the now generation people. So the practices they are handed to us from the past. So this all need to remember. So what you know now, what you have come to know in this lesson, I now know what you know, that India is a land of variety. So what do you know in this lesson? We can come to know that we have India is a land of variety. Yes. So we have number of languages. Very good. Traditional clothes, dances, music, architectural styles and festivals. We all know this. Apart from that, what we are come to know that we have already 22 scheduled languages are there in India. Hindi is the main official language of the government of India and English is the second. The two main types of dance and music are folk and classical. So we come to know that dances are two types, that is musical and that is music of folk and dance, classical dance, isn't it? And music also. Classical dance and music were also inspired by the, who was inspired? It was inspired by the religion and encouraged by the kings. Indian architecture has been influenced by Turks, Mughals and the Britishers. So the architecture, it was influenced by Turk peoples or the Mughals and the Britishers. We celebrate several national festivals, isn't it? And religious festival and harvest festivals. So all we have come to know. So it's all about the lesson. So what we'll do, students? So we'll go over the. So we have completed our lesson. So we come to know what is this. The heritage of India architecture. So this is Sanchi temple. It's Sanchi only. India has a rich and glorious heritage in architecture. Let us look at some of the famous monuments of this land. The Sanchi Stupa is believed to be the oldest stone structure in India. It was built more than 2000 years ago when Ashoka the Great was ruling India. So it was built 2000 years ago. It was 2000 years before it was built, when Ashoka king was ruling. These paintings is from the Ajanta cave. Yes, it shows scenes from the life of Buddha cut into rocks more than 2000 years ago. The Ajanta caves were covered by jungle and forgotten until a British officer accidentally came upon them in 1819. So this is what we can see here. This is a wall. They can show the life of a Buddha. This is a Kailash temple. It was built in only one single stone. The Kailash temple in Ellore is an intricately carved temple that has been built to look like Mount Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva. It has been carved out of a single rock and took hundreds of years to complete. So this is one only single rock or is one single stone. It took to complete how many years? It takes 100 of years to complete. It is the Kailash temple or the Lord Shiva. Where the case? Yes, this is Sun temple at Konark. It is wherein it is Odisha. It is built 700 years ago. This temple is famous for the delicacy of its sculptures and for the design of the temple, which has been built to resemble a chariot being drawn by several horses. Why it is special, students? Here it is drawn by the horses, drawn by the 7 horses. So this is Meenakshi temple at Madurai in Tamil Nadu. It is dedicated to the goddess Parvati. So where we can see the god Parvati is there. This temple is known for the beautiful carved and painted gopurams on gateway of the temple, where the entrance is there. In that we can see gopuram, all that. So it is famous for that. So what is this students? Khajuraho, located in the state of Madhya Pradesh, had more than 80 temples at one time. 80 temples are there at one time. It is a Khajuraho temple. It is located in Madhya Pradesh. Only few of them stand now. These temples were built between the years 900 to 1500 years ago. It has been built. Now we cannot see so many temples. Few are there. Note the finely carved marble sculpture on the ceiling of the Vimal Vasahi temple at Dilwara in Rajasthan. The temples at Mount Abu are mainly Jain people. We can see here inside the temple. Okay, inside the sculptures, the ceiling they have built here. Yes, you all know this Taj Mahal. It is considered by many to be one of the seven wonders of the world. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. So it was in the Mughal period. It was built by the marbles. Why? Who was built in the Mughal emperor? Like Shah Jahan, he was built in the memory of his wife, that is Mumtaz. It is one of the seven wonders. It is one of that. So more example like Qutub Minar, Humayun Tomb, Jama Masjid is in Delhi. The examples of stunning architecture of the Mughals and the Turk ruler of India. So when Mughals were ruling, in that period they have made this. So these are the examples: Qutub Minar, Humayun Tomb and Jama Masjid. So these are the Britishers. They have built Parliament House in Delhi was built by the British. Now we call it as Sansad Bhavan. Now what we call Sansad Bhavan, it is seat of the government of India. So Rashtrapati Bhavan, it is also built by the Britishers. Rashtrapati Bhavan was built by the Britishers around the year 1910. Now it is the residence of the President of India, where our President of India who lives here. The Red Fort you can see in Delhi was built by the Mughals. This one was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan around 400 years ago. It's all about. So we have known all these things, students. So we have already seen this Onam festival. Why we celebrate this? Yes. Who is this? Yes, can you tell me? Mahabali. Very good. So he was very wise man. He was jealous by the people. So to destroy his power, what they did? Vishnu, God, he has came in the form of a boy, Brahman. So he asked to give me 3 feet. So 1 feet he has put on in the sky. He has covered the earth, and then second he cleaned the heaven, and the third one he was requested Vamana to place to his foot in his head. So Mahabali, he said that you keep third foot on my head. So on that what happened? Mahabali went down under the earth, under the world he went. So Sutala, the heaven like underworld. So he was pleased by the Mahabali's generation. So Vishnu was very happy, he was blessed. And then what he said to Vishnu God said that Mahabali, you once in a year you will come on earth. So on that Kerala people they celebrate this as Onam festival. So there are 7 days are there. So first day the people wear new clothes during Onam. So in the memory of the prosperity and happiness, they rule the Mahabali. The people of Kerala celebrate Onam with great joy and splendor. So second day, they celebrate the festival they decorate rangolis, or they decorate with a different type of flowers. Traditional Pokalam, they say this. Pokalam is one of the most important ritual of Onam. Beautiful designs made on the floor with the petals of the flowers. flower petals they remove, they make different styles or different designs on the floor. So third day they will do Vellamkali or the snake boat race. It is held in every year. They do, so this is a long boat, they put a race, so many people can be sit in that boat. Though each snake boat belongs to a village along with the Pampa and is named after the village. Traditional boat songs, catchy beats are sung by the people who row the boat. So who was rowing the boat? So he used to sing that, and then afterwards they all did. Tiruvatira or a Kaikoti Kali is a dance performed by the women of Kerala, the essential part of Onam. It is a simple dance done by the beat of clapping hands. So it is very simple dance, it can be performed on a clapping the hands. It is a part of. And second is where this is, can you see here, Onattam is, he visited each and every houses and give blessing. In the North Malabar coast, he painted all his face and the crown, a bell in one hand and an umbrella made of a palm leaves in the other. So this is one of the fourth day of the 10 days Onam celebration. Performers painted like tigers and hunters in bright yellow, red and black dance of the beats of drums. The dance shows the hunting of the tigers. So where the people they painted like a tigers, they can do it. And then here where they can do on the 10th and final day, they celebrate the festival with the feasts they will feast they can call Tiruvona Sadhya. Usually the feast is served on a plantain leaves and has about 15 items they can prepare here. So it is all about the 10 days festival they celebrate. It's all about. So I hope you all understood the lesson and enjoyed it. So complete the exercise. So bye bye.